What's going on in here?
Today we are working on impulse control with all the board and trains, and we have ourselves some lovely lunch platters. As you can see, we got ourselves turkey, Kobe Jack, sharp cheese, roast beef, provolone, and a pickle. The idea here is that we're going to put every dog's going to get a scent of this, and it smells very good. It's making me hungry. The idea is that they stay on place and they leave it alone. It simulates a high value distraction. It could be food that you drop when you're cooking dinner. It could be a cat running by. It could be kids. Something that the dogs want that we set very close to them. They could absolutely get off the place bed and get that, but they have enough impulse control and respect of the commands that they stay there. So what we're going to be doing is setting these down and leaving the room and expecting them to stay on their place beds.
So what kind of work have you done to get them to this point?
We taught them the place command. We taught them the two parts of the place command, how to get onto the place bed and the non-negotiable stay on the place bed. And then once they learned that, we started putting them through a bunch of distractions, starting from small and going heavier. We start with like maybe a squeaky toy or a ball being bounced, and if they break, we say no, correct, and put them back. And then we do everything from dogs running around and playing to vacuum cleaning and all sorts of real life stuff. And then obviously food. This is a pretty high challenge. And if your dog can succeed this challenge, having a nice tasty plate of food in front of them and stay on the bed even though they can get to it while you leave the room, you're in a good place. This is true impulse control, so this is why we do this. So yeah, if your dog can't do this, if you can't put a little piece of food, even like a little piece of cheese right there in front of your dog's place bed, then it's not strong enough to hold up in the real world. It'll fall apart. So that's why we do this.
What advice do you have for people who fail this test?
If you try this test and your dog gets off and eats the meat or the cheese, then
or the pickle,
then you have work to do. And the way that you do it is you take a trigger, which is something that would get your dog to make a mistake, like the food. You're going to put it on the ground. You're going to let them make a choice, okay? As soon as, you're going to want to keep an eye on them though. You're not going to want to leave the room if you can't trust them. As soon as they get off the bed to eat it, you correct on the e-collar and put them back on the place bed. You have to correct at a level that is high enough to make them prioritize staying on the bed versus eating the delicious food. Usually that's just one correction away from a dog being compliant and have beautiful impulse control. Then try it again and you're probably going to get some fantastic results. So yeah, I want to encourage everybody to try this. So what's next is I'm going to put these pieces of food, these plates of food right here. Okay? Very much in the temptation zone, as you can see. Everybody's in a really good state of mind, and now I'm going to leave the room. We're actually going to leave the house for this challenge here particularly. We're going to leave the house, go outside, go around the house, in the back door, come back in through the kitchen, and then peek in here and see how everybody did. Okay?
All right.
First thing I want to do is make sure everybody is calm on the place bed. That means heads down. If their heads were up, I'd ask them to down again, so I get complete relaxation. This sets them up for success. And now the big test. Nobody's going to be left behind in this room to hold these dogs accountable. We're basing it off from the respect of the command and the impulse control that we've created over the past few days. Let's go.
Beautiful out.
Oh yeah, what's it like 60, 70, 80? So we walk around the house, take our time, no sweat, no concerns, trusting in the training. This is the first time, by the way, we haven't done any takes.
Look at this jungle.
This is our jungle.
I have a landscaper coming.
Welcome to the jungle. Take our time and soak up the sun. Look at the beautiful sky. Wow, it's getting hot out here. Okay. And then it's truth. Good job, guys. Very good.
Perfection.
Very good. We're actually going to leave that there for the duration, so they'll probably be on these beds for about another hour with the food there, just to really send a message home.